And so happened we were in the same seminar group for some seminar group on The Winter's Tale, and we became very good friends. We did plays together, and then in my second year I wrote a play, which just happened to be a comedy, and it was about my experience as a teacher the year after. No one knowing that I was actually on probation, having been in prison. I was a teacher at a prep school, and then when it came to, I wrote my experiences. It's a sort of satire called Matthew, and it was put on at Edinburgh, and it won a prize, and I was very excited because I thought, I'm a writer. It's what I'd always wanted to be. I'm a writer. I'd written the part for myself because I couldn't think of anyone else who could play the main part. There were two parts. So I was a sort of actor, but more excitingly, I felt, I'm a writer, and especially because it won a prize. And Emma had come to see it, and she introduced me to this rather tall man with a red spots, sort of rather flushy face, with a big blue eyes. And she told me his name, which I couldn't remember. I said, hello, and he went, hello. And then at the beginning of our last year, Emma came round to my room and she said, look, you've got to help Hugh write. He's absolutely deaf, he's got to write. And I said, who's Hugh? She said, I introduced you to Cambridge, you came round, I introduced you. I said, oh! She said, well, he's president of Footlights, which is like a comedy club. And you've got to write a review, and he thinks you should be a comedy writer because he saw that. I said, oh, I would much prefer Shakespeare because, you know, when you're students, everyone's the same age, and obviously with a play, it's not everybody the same age. So some people are good at playing young, and I was good at playing old. Tall, and I had deep voice, which is sort of all you need to be a Shakespeare. Or you can do the slightly more tenor Patrick Stewart version of the all sorts of Ian McKellen style. Basically, you know, there are various ways you can just be grand and Shakespearean, and so I was always the king in whatever the play was. Sometimes it was a good part, you know, and sometimes it was you just come on and bless the happy couple at the end. So I wasn't sure about this comedy business. It was beneath me, especially as I intended to stay on in Cambridge and get a doctoral thesis and quietly grow tweed in a corner and teach, become an academic. Because, as Shakespeare said, you know, young men sow wild oats and old men grow sage. And I had sown my wild oats and I decided it was time to grow sage. But she persuaded me that this is, so I went around to see this Hugh, and he was there with his girlfriend in his room at his college in Cambridge, and I remember and I did sort of beg him, and he said, "Fine," and I said, "Fine." And then he said, "I've just been writing this," and he played a song, and I suggested a lyric change, and he said, "Oh, wait, I've got to sing." And about 6 hours passed, and Hugh's girlfriend and Emma had been staring at us, as if they had witnessed Troilus meeting Cressida or Romeo meeting Juliet, and it was love at first sight. It wasn't, I'm glad to say, erotic love at first sight. It was comic love at first sight, which is a very odd sort of love at first sight. But it was like a collaborative, an instant collaborative relationship. And so we wrote this stage show and this review, which won a prize at Edinburgh on television, and then just things happened. Hugh's ambition, which was to be a policeman in the Hong Kong, for some reason, Hong Kong Crown Colony. He read somewhere, I think he liked the idea of himself in priest, like, you know, iron white shorts, probably iron, when we still owned Hong Kong, and he'd heard somewhere that the police force was corrupt, and he saw himself as a kind of serpico going in, cleaning up the town. He has this slight thing for things, you must admit. And so we found ourselves professional actors, really. And the book covers that period, and it covers the period of my complete sort of I don't know what you would call it, addictions to things, really. Begin with sugar, and you'll see there are all the things we will see. And it ends with one of them. So it's sort of, I'm afraid it ends with a ... So I have to write another copy. I wish I could talk for longer, but we really just don't have the time because there's so many of them here. And one of you is going to have a bucket and I don't know whether they want money or whether they need some Xanax. But whatever it is, I'm sure there'll be a thing or two. My job now here, I think, is to sit here and sign books for you. And I really wish I could speak longer, but I was told 15 minutes, and I've probably done half an hour, but I have. And so there are time limits on these things, and maybe I'll come back another time.